Hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Up under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. What's up? We're going to be kind of punchy today, aren't we?
I'm not. Why are you
Well,
punchy?
I think we're going to have to work out something on the radio today to find out if CJ is going to go diving and take it to a whole nother level. It's really up to him to kind of step up to the plate and decide what he wants to do. Because I got a call on Thursday afternoon this week from our friends in Fiji, and it looks like at the end of August, the Scuba Radio crew is going to be celebrating 25 years of Scuba Radio in Fiji once again.
Oh, I didn't know it was a celebration.
Oh, of course. It's our 25-year anniversary.
Like
of
we
Scuba
need
Radio.
an excuse.
Well, this is true, but that just makes it that much better. And, we've been talking about this for the last few, months for that matter, about going back to Fiji.
You've been teasing it.
Yes. And
Little
it looks like
tease.
the planets are finally aligning, and we're going to be
Saturn
heading back to Fiji.
is lined up with Uranus.
I believe that is accurate.
Okay.
Yeah. And when that happens,
Gaseous things happen.
or you go to Fiji, or maybe both. I don't know. But yeah, we've been invited back to Fiji, or it could be that the statute of limitations has expired and we're finally allowed back into the country.
Really? What did you do? Commit some crimes?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Nope. But that is gonna be a discussion we have on the show today, and what goes into a major, trip like that. But that's not the only thing we have to discuss. We're coming down to the wire for Bugfest. Bugfest by the Sea at Lauderdale by the Sea is literally like, what,
2 weeks?
2 weeks, thereabouts, a little over 2 weeks away.
Yeah, baby.
And we're going to be at Lauderdale by the Sea grabbing some Florida spiny lobsters and celebrating the opening of Florida spiny lobster season in Florida.
Will the crustacean crusher be there?
We'll have to ask him. Jerry the Diver Guy is the self-proclaimed crustacean crusher that he has yet to prove to anyone except himself. But that's fine.
I think you all dubbed me that.
No.
I
You called yourself
you
that.
all a couple of years ago.
He didn't kill us. We're alive and talking and speaking right here.
One
We're
time
alive.
he got a few more than us. Once.
When he broke all
Y'all
the
dubbed me
rules.
the crusher.
When he broke all the rules of diving. He got
look.
the lobster fever. There's the face. He just made the face.
Kids
on
don't-
YouTube.
Come
Kids,
out
don't do
victory.
this at home.
I smelt it, victory, and I come
Smelt
out the
it.
winner.
What, was
I
that good?
smelt it.
That goes back to those gaseous fumes you were mentioning earlier.
Possibly.
Yeah. I don't know, but he just had the lobster fever face. Did you see that
I
on
missed it.
YouTube?
Oh God, look at him.
There it is. See, he kind of his eyes get big.
He's a
He
cartoon.
kind of goes cross-eyed. It's kind of like he gets blinders on, and all he sees is going after lobster. Well, actually, for Jerry the Diver Guy, it doubles for lobster and beer.
I have a question. So Jerry, in your head, everyone's got that inner voice narration.
What does he have?
When you're down
Does that
underwater,
voice have an accent? Is that what
I'm going to ask him. What do you hear in your head
Oh boy!
when you see
This is
antenna
scary.
sticking out?
Screw them. I'm going to get it.
Huh?
That's not exactly what I was looking for.
Okay. What were you thinking?
I thought it'd be something like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
There they are.
Yeah, you would need a catchphrase when he sees lobster is what it is.
Screw it. I'm going to get him.
Like, who's drunk? And now it should be something else.
Who's
you should
caught?
the crustacean crusher should have a catchphrase.
You're mine.
No, that's
Chasing tail.
that just sounds creepy when he says that.
What? Chasing tail, I guess.
That sounds even creepier.
Thank you.
Well, y'all figure it out.
Well, you're the crustacean crusher. Come up with your
Y'all
own
figure it out
catchphrase,
and let
man.
me know come.
How about that? Y'all figure it out.
Here, hold my beer a minute.
Okay. All right. No, you're not supposed to drink and dive. That won't work.
I
either.
like that one. I
Yeah,
like
see,
that one.
Rachel is with us. Mermaid Rachel is with us as well. And she's a physician, a pharmacist and free diving instructor. And what did you tell me yesterday? She's delivering boats now, too. It's crazy. She does so many things. It's nuts. Works at Burning Man.
She's a stunt person.
How long? I mean, how many jobs has she got? She's got like a crap load. I mean, when does she get time to breathe?
Well, she doesn't need
mean-
to. She's a free diver.
Exactly.
See, she knows how to hold her breath
well.
efficiently. Yeah, I don't know.
And lots of coffee. Lots of
Coffee. All right, that helps too. Yeah, Rachel, where are you today? Drinking your coffee.
So I'm currently in Seattle, waiting for the rest of the crew to pick me up. We're headed up to Port Angeles, Washington, and we're going to be delivering a Nordhaven 40 down to San Francisco.
How
So it
about
should
that?
take
Nice boat.
anywhere between 4 to 7 days, and then I'll go back and work.
How about that? Yeah, Nordhaven
So-
boat is a really, really nice ocean
Yes,
trawler.
it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, wouldn't you compare to people that don't know boats? Isn't that the kind of boat that Quinn was in when the Jaws came after him and Brody on the movie? Isn't
No.
That was
That
kind of
was
an
a
old trawler, wasn't it?
That was an old trawler, but the Nordhaven is like the Cadillac of trawlers.
Well, exactly. But I'm saying that style of boat for someone
Yeah.
not familiar with the brand.
Yeah, and then
It's a-
Rachel's going to head up and go join one of those crab boats up in Alaska and pull traps for a while.
Is that what you're going to do?
And then she's going to fly down to South America and search the Amazon.
Yeah. But you got a crew of 4 people that are running this boat, and you're delivering a new boat to an owner. Is that what's going on?
I
Or a
actually
used
don't
one?
know too much. Yeah, I don't know too much about the delivery. There's going to be 3 of us on cruise, so the captain and then 2 of us.
Yeah.
The last time I worked with this captain, we were delivering a Santa Cruz from Hawaii to San Francisco. It was
Yeah.
one of the Pack Cup boats. So it'll be fun to kind of have like a little, I guess, family reunion. I haven't seen them in a while.
Wow. Okay. So
I think
the
Trick-
captain needs that many crew to run a boat like that, or?
For the Santa Cruz, we had a crew of 6, which you're manning sails, and
Oh,
we were
right.
basically trying to race the boat across just to save on fuel.
Yeah.
But this one, it's just going to be a crew of 3. I've never actually seen this boat before, other than just what I've seen online.
Yeah. Well, those are nice vessels. Yes,
Drug lord.
Excuse me? No.
Smugglers.
No.
Excuse me.
But
you
it
always
isn't
have
a.
someone at the helm every 8 hours. That's why they have 3.
Well, I don't know. Are you a captain too? You don't have a captain's license, do you?
I was actually thinking about getting it a while ago.
Well, you're
and
doing
just
everything
for-
else. Why not? Add something else to the list.
why
Lazy
not? Why not?
Getting
woman.
a PhD next, and
I already have a doctorate. I'm good.
there you
Yeah.
go. You see.
Well, are you going to get any diving in, or do some free diving on this trip, or will the waters be too cold for that kind of stuff? You think?
I didn't get suit, so I'm trying to travel pretty light. So I just have the backpack that I'm sitting on with all my sailing gear
Yeah.
and all of my stuff that I'm going to be using for studying and working, and then hopefully editing some video, and then probably free diving on the way back. The last few weeks have been free diving out in the desert.
Yeah.
So that's been pretty fun. I've been scouting out some new spots.
How good is
Um,
free diving in the desert? I'm guessing not
Sandy
that great.
and dry.
Yeah.
Well, so if you're trying to, for scuba diving, like you're trying to look around and see things and, actually.
And there's those oasis things, the
Yeah, Mirage.
mirages that you dive into, and I don't know, we'll find out what's going on with Rachel here next. Hopefully, she's not having any kind of breakdown, but it could happen.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula, You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new ScubaRadio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 ScubaRadio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New ScubaRadio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Remember, you're swimming right now. Enjoy it. Don't grab for the water, man. Relax and just float. This is awesome.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ in the studio with me. Yeah, he has an inner voice, a conflict going on with him right now because he can't decide whether or not he should go to Fiji or not.
It's not that bad. It's
inner voice. So the good voice is saying, go. What's the matter with you? And the evil voice is going, oh my gosh, should I go? Oh, hell yeah. They're kind of agreeing with each other, aren't they?
They kind of
on both
are.
shows.
They kind of are.
He's just trying to come up with a reason not to. It almost sounds like to me.
I don't love being away from my studio for 2 weeks. That's a long time.
Yeah, this is going to be a long, extended vacation, dive adventure.
He needs a
Can
break
I offer?
from it anyway.
No,
Yeah,
I
he
don't.
needs a break. You think?
Yeah.
Or he's having
No,
a break.
no.
Yeah, Barry.
Studio RV.
Yeah. Okay. Bubble Boy thinks so. Bubble Boy. Barry the Bugger. What do you think?
Well, I think you're not getting any younger, and now's
Younger?
the time to go. Now's the time to go before you
Before
get
you
too
keel
old,
over and die.
Before you keel over. You know,
I'm only 80.
If you had the chance to go take it.
Okay.
Your
There you
house
go.
is not going anywhere. It'll be either just throw out the milk because it'll turn sour
I'm not worried
by the
about
time
the
you get
house.
Or the milk.
Well,
I don't think
or the
he
milk.
really cares
I don't
about
drink milk, so that's all good.
Oh, okay.
back. So then you're fine.
All right.
My
You have
son
no
will drink
pets,
all the milk.
right? No
Yeah.
pets.
No, I have a pet.
Yeah, but you
She's
can
taken care of.
Yeah, you can let her
My
roam
son will
free.
take care of my dog.
Oh,
You
okay.
have an
okay.
opportunity to go to Fiji. Go do it.
Yeah. Probably.
You wouldn't say that if you were my accountant.
I'll be there. I'll be there though.
You made
CJ,
Are
$0.
you sure about that?
You made
you-
$0 those 2 weeks?
If you explain
I
this to
haven't
your
made any
accountant,
dollars in the last month and a half.
I don't know. If you explain this to your accountant and said, "Hey, look, I can go to Fiji for 2 weeks
For
and
dirt
have the
cheap.
trip of the lifetime, should I go?" Barry is actually an accountant, and he told you to go.
Yeah, go.
So-
You'll put it on a credit card. You'll pay it off over a year.
I'm
Yeah,
not worried
see?
about that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
worried about not
Not
doing
getting
any
work.
jobs as
You
I
can do
those
your
2 weeks.
jobs while you're at Fiji. You know that.
Well, it depends on the internet.
All right.
Starlink
Largely.
satellites.
Yeah.
All right.
Go
It
call
could
up
be.
Elon and get yourself a receiver.
My
and bring it with
clients
you.
are generally pretty accommodating.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Okay.
usually understand when I
It
go
sounds like
somewhere.
you're selling yourself on this.
I'm in. God bless it.
Okay.
I'm
Bubble
going.
Boy
I'm going.
Just
is Bubble Boy if it seems to encourage such activities,
I
right?
know, he's always
He's saying yeah.
the voice of reason.
I don't think he has his mic on. I think he's plugged up through his laptop or something today. He
just
sounded
think,
very.
No, I got
CJ,
my
how
mic
much
on.
fun we will have.
Yeah.
I got my mic on. You can't hear me?
I guess you're too
What?
far away from it.
We
or
can't hear
something.
you.
We
I'd
can't
like it
hear
the
you.
gain turned down.
Say something.
Yeah. Okay.
Talk to
Anyway,
us.
let's get back to Rachel because you guys are worthless. and she was talking about diving in the desert, which I think we needed a little bit more explanation because we went off on a tangent there, Rachel.
What do you see there? Sand tigers?
Oh, golly.
To the west.
So when you were talking about diving in the desert, explain exactly where you were talking about going.
From
So
left turn
this
to
time we went
Albuquerque.
out to Sand Hollow State Park. So you have about, within a dive park, there's a nice little area where there's no boats that are allowed to go through there.
Yeah.
And they actually have submerged a bunch of different things. So we were diving on a Cessna, and then they have some other things that we were trying. It's a little bit more challenging when you're doing it on breath hold just because you can't see it.
Yeah.
Being at the bottom when there's like better visibility. So we were there for a little while. I was scouting it out for a possibility of teaching freediving courses there. And it's a pretty nice area just because you have enough depth to get like a beginner's level freediving course in.
Nice. And
What is that depth? Just
Yeah.
curious.
Do you know?
So minimum depth to pass a level 1 course is 10 meters or 33 feet. Max for a level 1 course is 20 meters. We would have had to go outside the dive park. We could easily get 15 meters within the park, though. So
I
it
feel
really
like
just
I could
depends
maybe do
on where your
33.
students are.
Well, right now, isn't
Yeah.
it like 120 degrees in that part of
Not
the country?
there.
No, it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Like
Oh,
Vegas has
okay.
been unseasonably nice lately. so-
Really? All right, but
Mhm.
and it's not drained empty like Lake Mead.
It is not drained empty. This is a reservoir that's completely outside of that water system. I did do a backpacking trip along Glen Canyon recently
Yeah.
to a place called Reflection Canyon, and there's not much of a reflection anymore because the water levels have dropped quite a bit.
Wow. Yeah. It's
So-
it's nuts. All right.
Somebody
Yeah.
needs to start doing a rain dance. We need some Native Americans.
Well, actually, Rachel does that too. She does. She does fire dancing. Does that count? Fire dancing?
No, we water
Well,
dancing.
that's what she's
Same,
been
same,
doing.
but
That's why
different. Not
everything's
quite,
drying
not
up
quite.
No,
out there.
it's not the same. What are you saying, Jerry?
Yeah.
You're rambling about what?
I said that's she's been doing fire dancing. That's why everything's drying up out there.
I don't think that's
yeah, ease
accurate.
up on the fire and add more water.
Yeah. I mean, could you do such a thing? Or was that like crossing the streams with the performances that you do with the twirling fire things
Be like
and
a
stuff?
Ghostbuster.
I think that's a bit of a different thing.
Don't
a little
cross
bit
the
different.
It'd be like flash dance where she's like slamming on a chair and we're just dump a bucket of water on her.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, exactly. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, with the hair flip and everything.
Yes.
I
thank
like
And
you.
then
She
you have to
gets
do it in slow motion, so you get the hair, like the water dripping off the
Yeah,
hair.
she gets
Do
it.
it.
She
Do it.
gets
Rachel,
it.
get on it right
She
now.
gets it.
All right,
right
I'll
now.
work on that, guys.
All right. There you go. All right. So, yeah. So she's just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I love it. And, that, how she has time for all this, I don't know. But it's inspiring. I think it's pretty cool what she does. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Did Jerry just say no?
No, I didn't say nothing.
Okay. I'm just like,
No,
I think he just-
the only thing
He
I
just
said
grunted.
to her was that she's going to be Captain Dr. Mermaid Rachel.
Excuse me?
Packing parachute packing extraordinaire.
What were we saying about my tombstone?
Yeah.
Oh,
If she died,
Pizza?
it's going to have like a long list before it even gets to her name.
Okay.
It's going to have
Well,
like a lot of pre-names.
all right.
Doctor, Captain,
Right.
I have to live
Right.
long
Driver,
enough.
Mermaid.
What about lobster hunter? Is that on there, Rachel?
God, don't have her doing that. She'll
Maybe. I've actually been thinking about the idea of getting into spearfishing just for like lionfish specifically.
Oh no.
Sure.
You don't spearfish these things. You
Well, you do
No,
lionfish.
for
Pay attention,
lionfish.
Barry.
Oh, okay.
Not for lobsters.
I am paying
lionfish.
attention.
Greg,
We were talking
Barry,
about lobster,
You're not
Greg.
listening.
He was actually correct.
No, he was not.
Yeah, he
Because
was.
Although
she,
I do like eating lobster.
We started talking about lobster.
yeah, but she brought up lionfish and said she wanted to spear lionfish, and that is accurate.
Never mind.
Come on.
Trying to defend Barry for once.
Yeah, I know. I'd
I
like Barry
appreciate
and
it.
CJ got to stay up with the rest of the class
Oh,
here.
I
Catch
got
up,
it.
boys.
I know what's happening, bud.
Oh, right. Yeah. But, yeah, you can't spear lobster. I know that's what you guys were thinking, but, you know, I had to bust your balls a little bit. That's what I do. That's what my role is on this show. Come on.
All the
Thank you.
time.
You got to keep everybody in line.
Yes. There you go. See, she knows. More
Kiss
coming
ass.
up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Prepare to rig for dive.
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio,
Scuba Radio.
the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
We are a four-man saturation dive team.
Get suited up.
We're ready to leave surface.
Because there's too many fish in the sea. You know there's too many fish in the sea. I said there's short ones, tall ones, fine ones, kind ones. Too many fish in the sea.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ, in the studio with me. Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web, made up of Bubble Boy, Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy, and Mermaid Rachel at the moment. That could alternate, or, you know, we could have some people tap out and be replaced by other members here a little bit later on. That could happen.
Guest subject to change.
Okay, there you go. Absolutely. So we do have Bugfest by the Sea coming up. And by the way, before I forget, go to ScubaRadio.com, click on Dive News You Can Use. And if you want to join us at Bugfest by the Sea at Lauderdale by the Sea, the Plunge Beach Hotel, which is the host hotel for Bugfest, where we will be staying, has a special Bugfest rate. And all
Don't
the
let that
details are right
stop
there.
you.
What, the special rate or the fact that...
No, the fact that we'll be there.
Yes.
We'll be behaving ourselves.
Exactly.
Mostly.
Well, jury's out on that one. But yeah,
Oh, Greg,
you will
you
save
always
some
behave.
bucks. You will save some money if you want to book that special rate. And all the details on how to do it are right there at Dive News you can use at ScubaRadio.com.
And after you do that, after you book your Plunge Beach hotel stay, go ahead and pick up a couple of Scuba Radio hats.
Really? You think they should do that?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Because they're lacking with the ladies.
Okay, if you say so.
Don't be a nerd.
What's
What's going down?
What?
Thank you.
All right.
Later, nerd.
Okay. Well, yeah. So anyway, we do have that coming up. And, you know, it is down to the wire. We got to get, I've already packed up my dive gear. Have you, CJ?
No.
What?
It's 2 weeks away, you weirdo.
Yeah, no, you have to have your gear serviced and ready to rock. So, when it's time to hop in the car, you're ready to go. Yeah.
I mean, it pretty much is. It's already in the bag. I just have
Right.
to double check I have everything.
Well, no, you got to check your gear, though, to make sure it's working properly. That's my
Every
point.
year they come down, something isn't working. The
Correct.
VC's leaking, the regulator's not working.
Right. Now is the time to do your maintenance on
I don't
your
have
gear.
a tank to set it up on. So
Yeah, but you can still visually inspect everything, make sure it's all cleaned up, it looks good.
Oh, it's good.
You know, I know
I
a
gave it a
great
good
dive
wash and
shop
dry.
there, CJ.
What's that?
I know a great dive shop.
Where?
He could set you up with all new gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. Mountain divers.
Oh, Mountain Divers.
Never heard of them.
They're world renowned.
We don't
Well,
have
no.
mountains in Florida.
See?
What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, you do.
Greg
You
doesn't
one
have
mountain
one.
in Florida.
Greg, you don't have one tank at your house?
I have a tank, yes, but he wasn't talking
So
about
let
me.
CJ borrow it so he can check out his gear.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, dick.
Oh,
Thank you, Barry.
you're welcome, sir.
Barry's trying.
Well, I didn't hook my gear up to a tank. I just
You
got
said
it.
you just packed it up.
I got it all organized and set up and, got it ready to go. So,
All right.
last time I put it away, I don't do all my cleaning and everything, so I knew it was all cleaned up. I just got it organized to make sure that when we're ready to roll, I really won't have to do much to it other than like charge up my new
Well, there's
shear
much
water.
less.
dive
I have
computer.
much less equipment than you do. You've got multiples of everything,
True.
so it's much easier for me. I just pull everything out of the bag.
Check your reg.
Yeah, make sure everything's cool.
Make sure you got your lobster gloves.
Yeah,
You got to have those. Your tickle stick, your tickler.
that I may need to.
What?
I may need to
What?
grab it. I'm always losing tickle sticks.
Do you have the French
Fall off the
tickler or
back of
just
the boat.
the standard lobster tickler?
That's a little bit personal.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
he was using a looper.
The Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, I don't think that's what he uses. But
Right. So for those who might not know how you catch lobster, how do you do that on scuba
aha.
with a French tickler?
Well, there you go. Let's explain this to Rachel
Okay.
in a very offensive way.
All right.
No,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
First, you
No.
have to relax.
and then it doesn't have to be a French tickler. It could be an American tickler. It could
Relax.
be
Take a deep breath.
Mexican tickler.
They're both
think-
basically the same techniques.
Okay, so there's actually two ways you can catch Florida spiny lobster, Rachel, and being you're a left coaster.
Blind dumb luck. And
No, that's not true.
beginner's luck.
You can tickle them and net them, or you can loop them. All right. Now, out where you are in the California waters, you have to grab them by hand.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't even know if you know that. But Vinny Two Tanks, who's going to be joining us just a bit, he'll give us a lowdown. He's kind of our left coast lobster lover. Isn't that what he is?
Yeah, I think he's cleaning his bong right now. That's why he's.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, you got to use your hand. You can't use any devices like a tickle stick. Or I don't know. I don't think you can even use a tickle stick. He clarified that. But
It's like
in
Captain
Florida,
Slate.
in Florida, though, it's a tickle stick, and whether it's French, Mexican, it doesn't matter. We use the international version of a tickle stick, which is just a long metal rod.
Or plastic.
It could be plastic, and usually they're at the end of them. They're bent, like most tickle sticks might be, and they're usually about 2 to 3 feet long, and you can pick them up in any
Wow.
dive shop.
Where did you get yours
Shit,
from?
well,
Where'd
that
you get
got her
yours-
attention.
Where'd you get yours from, Greg?
Yeah.
Well, I've actually salvaged many of my tickle sticks from the bottom of the ocean. I haven't had to buy a lot of tickle sticks.
Were they
Because-
labeled CJ?
No.
Yeah, I
People drop 'em.
usually leave him in his truck, and I'm like, damn it, I forgot to bring that home. He's like, oh, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Or
No.
he leaves them laying on the back of the boat and they fall off.
One time, Jerry. One time.
Yeah. Remember Jerry's the one who lost my equalizer last year. Remember
Aha.
that? Yeah. Yeah.
No, that wasn't me.
I think that was
I think
actually
it-
me.
Was that you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Oh,
I gotta own that
Why are you correcting
that
me on this?
because
For
I don't want
2
Jerry to take the
years-
fall for that.
2
It's not
years
right.
in a row, he's lost a stick.
No,
Okay.
1 year in a row.
Well, anyway, so what you do is because the lobsters like to hang out in holes or under ledges, Rachel. Okay, so you use the tickle stick to kind of reach behind the lobster and tap them on the buttocks.
A reach around.
Give him a reach around.
yeah.
All right.
Jeez, you're
She's
not
on
helping.
the same page.
And you tap their tail, and that gets them to walk out from under the ledge or out of the hole, and then you
And
put
it
the
helps
net
if you
behind
go,
them.
la 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 la.
Does it?
Yeah.
I could totally see all the bubbles going everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you never hold your breath, and that's one way to do it, I guess. Yeah.
Rachel.
So while you tickle,
I'm trying
you
to
bring
make it
them out
good for radio.
and then when you get them out far enough, you put your net behind them, and then you maybe tap their antenna, and they'll kick back.
Because they always
into the
shoot
net.
backwards.
Yeah, like a cruel fish. Yeah. Barry, what are you going to say?
Basically, you're tickling them out because they think there's something behind them. So they start moving out, and they'll watch you as they move out of the hole. As you can see in Jimmy's photo there, that's what they look like when they're in a hole there.
Bubble Boy has his video
Look
going for
behind 'em.
YouTube. Yeah.
So when you tickle them out, you put the net behind them, and if they want to get away from you, they're going to go backwards. So you put the net behind them, you just tap them, and they'll fly right into your net. Shut it down, grab them, measure them, put them in your bag, and
Or
there you go.
put the looper behind him.
Well, looper is a
slide it up.
totally
Yeah,
different
looper's-
technique,
It
and
is. It's a little
but you
harder,
can-
I think.
Yeah, well, it can be, but tickling them out like that. I mean, what's interesting is the tickle technique works on lobster, but it also works on Barry. If you tap him on the butt, he has a tendency to move forward.
Hey, what you guys do on your
And
own
then-
time is your business.
And then when you whack him in the face, he has a
Thank
tendency
you.
to jump backwards.
Oh, I love the love here.
See, we're teaching the world on what not to do. That's just what we do sometimes. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio,
Scuba Radio.
the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I would like to extend to you an invitation to the party.
We're gonna have some fun without a doubt. Scuba party. Now don't stay behind. Don't get left out. Scuba party. Now the scuba party is here and he's here to stay. Scuba party. If you want some fun, it's the only way. Scuba party. We're gonna dive in and swim all about, move around just like the truck. Now at the party, a big party.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. We're talking about tickling lobster because Bugfest by the Sea is coming up. And by the way, it's the last Wednesday and Thursday of July every year. And we got 2 days, 48 hours to snag lobster as recreational scuba divers in Florida before the commercial lobstermen set their traps. This is a special recreational diver mini season that they open up just for us.
And what's the limit again? 6?
6 in Monroe County in the
12.
Keys, but in Lauderdale by the Sea, it's 12.
12.
The one time of year where you can actually get 12 lobster a day. So you get 24 over 2 days.
Damn.
That's a lot of tail,
Step
baby.
up my game.
Uh-huh. So that is another benefit of why you would want to do lobster mini season in South Florida there at Lauderdale by the Sea as opposed to down in the Keys.
Barry, should I loop or tickle?
I just prefer tickling. That's
He's
all
a
I've ever
tickler.
done.
He's a tickler.
I don't care for looping. It just, for me, it's just so much more work fiddling with that thing.
See, I like it because it's quick. You just like, wham, got him. And then
Right.
I don't love when I tickle. I've done both, but when I tickle them and I get them in, it's such a pain in the ass to get them out of the net.
Well, let's
Yep,
bring
that is true. That
let's
is true.
bring Rachel up to speed on this because this is kind of a new lingo for her. Whether you're tickling lobster or you're looping lobster. So we went over the tickle and net technique, which is pretty much the original way most Florida Florida divers went off after Florida spiny lobster. But after they did that for a while, they came out with these new devices, these loopers, started doing that. And I'm a looper, and maybe you should be a looper too.
And you're loopy.
Well, that's me. But basically, it's a snare. And at one end, you can actually pull the noose tight around the tail of a lobster. So you tickle them out. You can actually use a tickle stick with a looper if you want, or you could just use the looper itself as a tickler. It can kind of multitask a little bit. You hear what I'm saying,
Yes,
Rachel?
they can.
Yeah. So like you pull it tight, and that creates a little small loop at the end, and it's
You
bent
slip
just
it
like
over
it tickles.
the end of their tail up.
Well,
that
you,
way.
you tickle them out a little bit first from under the ledge or out of a hole by pulling the noose tight and kind of using it as a tickle stick. And then as the lobster, as you tap them on the tail and they move forward, then you expand the loop out and then kind of ease it around the back. You got to be very, very gentle with all this, very, slow moving kind of technique. Because, man, if you jerk around at all, the lobster will know what you're up to and will sense that you're trouble, and it'll swim right
I'm
away.
not doing anything. Don't mind me. Gotcha.
Okay, so instead of what was a la 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 la?
Yeah, that's the first one.
So you la la first.
That's the tickling. You tickle them. La 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 la.
Gotcha.
And then when you
when you pull
open
the
loop,
noose
let me
tight.
just like this. Hey, look, this is not. I'm gonna try to help you. Gotcha.
Yeah, you are trying to be one with
So
the lobster. Yeah.
Roughly, how long does it take? Like, what's the shortest time it's taking you to catch a lobster, and what's the longest time it's
It
taking you to
depends
catch
on
one?
1 second
how you
is
can
my
see 'em.
record.
You see 'em
It
or
doesn't take long to catch them.
It
It's
doesn't.
a matter of
Usually it's
matter
when
of-
you're just about ready to run out of air.
It's finding
Yeah.
them. Yeah. And usually you will. Yeah. As CJ says, you will find them when you're down to 500 pounds, and then you see a whole bunch of antennae. And you go,
Right. But
do
you
I
you
ascend
do
or
got
do I catch lobster?
the trick is luring them out too once you find them. I mean, 90% of lobster hunting is finding where they're hanging out. That really is it. But once you find them, then the next step is how do you get them out from under the ledge or out of a hole? Bubble Boy, what say you?
You might want to tell her about the lobster walk, like we went on that one time after the hurricane came by. We were down there in Fort Lauderdale.
No, we will never
yeah.
talk of that again.
Yeah, that was fun.
No,
It's
no.
never happened again. That's why.
I'm curious.
Yes. Well, lobster have a tendency at least once a year to migrate up and down the Florida coast and go on a lobster walk. And if you're fortunate enough to be in the water diving when they're doing that, it's like a buffet of Florida lobster at your
You can
at
pick
your
and
picking.
choose.
Yeah.
Walking along
they
the sand, they're
follow
not
each other.
hiding.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you just sneak up by them and like, okay, that looks like a good one. Just take your looper, went, psh, gotcha.
It's like what Jimmy Buffett sang about the lobster conga.
That's not Jimmy Buffett. That's
It's not?
somebody else.
Okay, whatever.
And we did go out there, and Greg saw that, and he
I
said,
did, yeah.
he said he could pick and choose which ones he wanted. Oh,
Yeah.
this one's bigger, and he
Yeah.
throw away the other one, and this one's bigger.
Right.
And he came back to the boat with a bag that was so loaded we could barely get it on the boat. And then I tried putting it in the bait well, and there was too many. They were just crawling all over the boat.
Yes. It was heaven.
It was.
Yeah.
He couldn't
It was
believe it.
Magical time. Yeah.
That was
you
my
know,
first, Greg. That was my first lobster hunt. You guys with you and Barry. And
yeah.
I'm like, this is easy.
Yeah. Bubble
this
Boy
is no
was
problem catching lobster.
totally spoiled rotten by
Right.
just luck of the time there of going on his
Now,
first lobster dive.
At nighttime, they come out of
Yeah.
the hole. So if you want to catch them, you have a better chance at night if you don't mind night.
Well, they're
diving.
already out running around, but they're not congregated. So
See the little
they
red
have-
eyes.
But the problem when they're at night, they're out foraging. Yeah, we'll go with that. And
The judges will accept that.
yeah, thank you. And so they're spread out a little bit. So going lobster hunting at night, you might see them easier because of that. But once again, during the day they go congregate under ledges, and there may be 4 or 5 or more.
Honey hole.
Heck yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you're hoping
if
for.
you find one there, you'll probably find another one as
Mhm.
long as it hasn't already been taken.
True. But I'm a looper for the reason that I believe just the technique, even though it takes a little, getting used to on how to operate a looper and use it properly, it can be a little less jarring for the lobster itself. So, for instance, if you tickle a lobster out, Rachel, and you get your looper around them, and you didn't get a good look, and maybe you looped them, and you're like, oh, geez, this one has eggs, and you can let it go real easily without freaking it out and having her drop her eggs, because you can't catch lobsters with eggs on them. It's not good for them, and it's illegal. So you don't want to do that. And it could be slightly small, too, and loopers are kind of set up so if you catch one, if it's too small, it'll get out of the loop as well. They have protectors. And then there's different styles of loopers. You got like the equalizer, the power band type looper that we use. That CJ lost one of them last year, evidently.
The equalizer.
Exactly. Yeah. So those are like one-handed power loopers. So you just push the trigger and bang, you got it. And so they're pretty convenient right there. So, are you a looper or a tickler? Or would you like to be a combo of both? Or you want to try a little bit? What do you think there, Rachel? Now that you've heard the difference, what do you think which category do you fall into, you believe?
I think I'd probably want to try the version first.
Excuse me?
That would be fun.
What version is that?
Well, you can do the noise with either technique, whether you're looping or tickling, and I encourage that highly.
I feel like the looping would be more like a kapow.
Well, if you use an equalizer, you're going to use the kapow method, yes.
And it's technically gadoosh.
Gadoosh! And then you got the lobster. And then we haven't even talked about eating them yet. We got to get to that as well. So some of that's going to come up in hour 2. Plus, we're going to Fiji. We got to talk more about going to Fiji and what that all entails next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're going to start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to Hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ in the studio with me and connected via the web. We have the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad made up of Barry the Bugger, Bubble Boy, Jerry the Diver Guy, Mermaid Rachel, and even Vinny Two Tanks is now with us as well, who's getting ready to go to, I believe, is it Indonesia? Is that where you're heading off to, Vinny?
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh. So he's got a big adventure ahead of him. We're going to get into
on
that
Explorer
here.
Ventures.
On Explorer, it's going to be an awesome trip. So we'll talk about that as well as our just announced big adventure to Fiji. That's coming up. But first, before we do that, we got to talk to the dive god. Mr. Neil Watson is with us. Neil, how are you, buddy? What's going on?
Dude, I am doing fantastic. This is my absolute favorite time of year. We're at the pinnacle of my 80 minimum diving standards, which is the air temperature has to be at least 80 degrees. The
Right.
water temperature has to be 80 and visibility 80. And we're ahead of all of those, man.
Gotta
It's
love
beautiful.
it. Yeah. What is the water temp today? I know Barry's looking it up as we speak because that's just what he
It's
does.
about 86, 87.
Oh, you already know. All right, so it's
Yeah,
bathtub
he's
diving. There you go. Yeah, so South Florida or the Bahamas. I mean, the waters are warming up. The lobsters right now. By the way, they've already got their freak on, right, Barry? When it comes to lobster mating.
No, I have not been watching any lobster porn lately.
Lately, but you didn't say you never watched it. But
No, you didn't send me in those links you watch.
Quiet. Why you?
Well done.
No, it was
well
not.
played, Barry.
No.
Thank you.
He just turned that right around on you.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He got you.
We got
86. Sea surfaces. 86
we have just
today.
over 2 weeks before they open up the Florida spiny lobster season. But I'm guessing the lobsters. I mean, the reason they close it down, they want to give the lobsters time to get their freak on and produce more lobster. So they've been going at it for several months now, and I would assume that most of it is already completed because they kind of time it out. Yeah. I mean, the spring.
No, it's something. It's almost as though when they start with mini season, there's still a lot of females with eggs.
Right.
They could probably push everything back about 2 more weeks, and you have more lobsters without eggs.
Well, it just depends on the year. Sometimes you get a lot of the egg-bearing lobsters, and sometimes it just depends. I guess I don't know, but I don't know at what point do the lobsters have to have their love making.
Well.
What is What is the love-making month of the Florida spiny lobster or Caribbean lobster? Do you happen to know, Neil?
It should start in February.
That's out of my pay grade. I know mine, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yours is year-round, isn't it? There's no season.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, it is what it is. Neil will be participating in Bugfest by the Sea with us because it is turned into an annual event. And he's always there with the Scuba Radio crew as well as Captain Walt DiMartini. I think Captain Walt's going to be a judge. Have you been contacted to be a judge in the lobster cook-off yourself there, Neil, or no?
I have not yet. No.
All right.
I kind of prefer not to do that. I'd rather just stand behind Walt and gobble up some of his stuff without being tied down to the table there for.
That's
for
right.
an hour and a
Just
half.
eat Walt's scraps. That's what we've done the last couple of years. Yeah, because they serve them up a lot of lobster, and they have this big contest who makes the best type, and he's actually one of the 5 judges again this year.
He shares. He's very generous.
He is indeed. He is indeed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be the 10-year anniversary of Bugfest by the Sea, which, by the way, we're bringing a Shearwater Peregrine dive computer to give away. And that's just one of a couple, I believe, that are going to be up for grabs. So I think they got like 10 grand worth of prizes or something like that. It's going to be a big one this year as far as the prizes for everybody who participates in Bugfest. And I know, Neil, you're looking forward to it, right?
Absolutely. It's turned into a great event. They do an amazing job up there. And Lauderdale by the Sea is kind of close to my heart because that's where I started Ocean Fest when my brother was executive director of the chamber.
Right.
And that show kind of put Lauderdale on the map as the shore diving capital of the U.S. It truly is. It's the only place I know of that you can walk out of your hotel onto white powder sand beach and actually snorkel out to Living Reef. It's an amazing little destination.
No doubt. Now, we have Mermaid Rachel with us today, and she's not real familiar with the Florida spiny lobster catching techniques like looping or tickling. What technique do you think she should use, being you are the dive god and have plenty more experience and probably more clout than any of us?
I would suggest the tickling.
The tickling. And does that have to do with catching the lobster or just anything?
Unless she's in the Bahamas, and then she can free dive and shoot them with a Hawaiian sling or a pole spear.
And she is a free dive instructor and well established in that technique for sure. So yeah, you'd fit right into the Bahamas there, Rachel.
She would do amazing over there because
So you heard it from the dive god straight to the dive queen. Or free diving queen, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's her thing. But yeah,
well,
you would.
I may be going out to the Bahamas soon.
You're working on a trip out to the Bahamas yourself. Is that it?
Yeah. So Vertical Blue's coming up, and they asked me to be a commentator, but the timing may or may not work out with my current work schedule. So
Gotcha.
We'll see if that works out this time.
Yeah, it's not like you got anything going on. Delivering boats. Working at Burning Man. She does all kinds of crazy stuff there, Neil. It's insane.
Heading up to the moon next.
Yeah, maybe. Could happen. But
maybe someday when I grow up.
Yeah. But we got Bugfest coming up, and then in October we're doing a little fun cruise that we got planned as well. But what's going on in the Bahamas right now, as far as Bimini? You guys are. I mean, I don't know how much you can share, but they have been filming some segments for the upcoming Discovery Channel festivities of Shark Week, right?
We've already done a couple of the Shark Week segments.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting stuff. Of course, we're sworn to secrecy or they kill us. We say anything, but it's going to be a couple of fun shows.
There you go. There you go. Cool. Yeah,
that starts when we go down to Bugfest same week, right?
Is it? I don't know. What is the week
of National Geographic's
next week
starts tomorrow.
Yeah,
right.
They counter program. Yeah, they start early.
But Shark Week on Discovery Channel's in August, isn't it? Isn't it later?
July 24th, I think.
I think it's the whatever the Sunday is before we leave.
Okay, so the same week as Bugfest.
Yeah,
is Shark Week. Okay. Well, I will tell you, Nat Geo reached out to me this week, and I don't know why, but they left us a message, and we haven't connected. But they were calling about some stuff, so I might have an update for everybody tomorrow or next week on the show about what they were gonna talk to us about. But yeah, they're doing their, I think it's Shark Fest or something, or Jaws Fest or
Shark Fest.
Yeah, is what they start next week on Nat Geo. I mean,
it's a little late to get you on the air, so you probably won't be on any of the shows.
Well,
they shoot all that stuff months ago.
Right. I think they were probably they were looking for research on something. I don't know.
It starts July the 10th.
July. That's Shark Week.
You?
Me?
Shark Week,
me.
July 24th.
Okay, there you go. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
He's Greg the Dive Master.
How dare you defy your master!
The show is a disaster.
Total headbands.
He's Greg the Dive Master. Dive Master. Dive Master. Dive Master.
Master's my friend.
I'm Dart. Hello, fishies.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. All right, so Vinny Two Tanks has joined us for hour two. He spent hour one. I don't believe he was cleaning any smoking devices. I think he was packing his dive gear up for a trip to Indonesia and doing a liveaboard trip with Explorer Ventures, which I am extremely jealous of. So what is the trip exactly you're doing there, Vinny?
It's on the new boat they have, the Blue Manta, and we're going to be out to sea for 10 days. It's not just a week; it's 10 days.
Sweet. Yes.
Vinny, now's your chance. Now's your chance. Greg said he was
We're
jealous.
also going to stop on the island of Komodo and see the dragons.
Right.
Vinny.
Yeah.
Tell Greg, suck it, loser.
Oh, suck it, loser.
He didn't do that very authoritatively, though.
Well,
Yeah.
Supposed to say it with force,
I hate
Vinny.
I don't like rubbing that kind of stuff in.
Oh,
Suck it, loser. Say it like this, Vinny.
Suck it, loser.
Right. Yeah, put some oomph behind it.
Right.
Actually, just for the record, I know Vinny is on a personal journey on his trip to Palau as well, because as you can see on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, there is no Harry the Pumpkin behind him. He has grinded his gourd up into a powder, and I believe he is going to release it in Palau. Is that the plan?
No, I already threw it in the garbage a couple weeks ago.
When you said he was grinding his gourd, I thought you were talking about something else.
Yeah. Well,
That's why he was late to the show. He was grinding his gourd.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. All right. So, you just chucked Harry the Pumpkin indiscriminately in the
because
trash?
if it rots through, it'll just leak all over your furniture, and then, it's kind of
there's goo all over you.
Right. So I got rid of it.
Yeah, you don't want that. Okay, I understand.
Moment of silence.
Harry the Pumpkin has went on to the other side.
Harry the Pumpkin has crossed the Rainbow Bridge.
Are you going to grow another Scuba Radio mascot, Vinny?
Maybe next year, yeah.
Or just wait till October when the pumpkins start materializing?
Mhm.
Right. You know what? In Palau, why don't you go over there and grab some beetle nuts? No, don't they have that there?
Well, I'm going to be I'm Indonesia. I don't know about anything about Palau. I'm going to Indonesia.
Isn't that? I thought that was the Palau liveaboard. Isn't
Who's
it? Or-
Beetle and why would you grab his nuts?
Oh, that's the different one. That's the other one. Oh, I'm thinking,
Blue
because
Manta.
the Blue Manta is the one in Indonesia. They got a new
Right.
boat at Palau. That's right. Okay.
That's where
So-
they had the beetle juice.
No, that is not. That is, damn you, Barry. And So in Indonesia, beetle nut is Bali or something. I don't remember.
Right.
It's-
Well, you fly into Bali, and then I have to take a domestic flight to meet the boat in another island, and then we go out for 10 days, and then.
But there's no
when I
like
come-
trees of nuts that you put in your mouth and it makes all your spit all red like blood and spit all over the sidewalk.
That's not Indonesia, I don't think.
Okay.
That's Palau, probably.
Come on, get on your phone there, Barry. Look it up.
And-
Where's the beetle nut?
Mr. Encyclopedia, look.
He's in Orlando.
And then after we're done with that boat, I'm going to a land-based resort for a week. Liberty. It's called. There's a big ship off this dive resort.
Beetle nut, Greg.
So we're going to dive this wreck, and there's lots of reefs and stuff for another week. So it's 3 weeks of diving.
That's awesome.
You're diving the Liberty. That's
that
cool. I've
is
heard
a-
of that dive site.
Yep.
That
There
is
you
a
go.
beetle nut, Greg.
I'm at the Liberty Dive Resort. That's right off the beach where the wreck is. So
Excellent.
it'll be convenient.
Jerry is blurting out beetle nut. Why?
It is beetle nut.
What is beetle nut?
It's what makes your spit red.
That's what I said already. I said, where do they find that?
I thought that was
Come
a
on.
Southeast Asia
They
thing.
found it. Yes,
Islands
it's
of
found in
Southeast
this
Asia.
tropical Pacific, Southeast, and South Asia. It's part of
Southeast
East
Asia. I
Asia.
just said that, Barry. You're
Parts of
late.
East Africa. I heard you.
Well, so
You asked
I
me
don't
to
know.
get the info, and I got it.
Okay, but that's not where he's going, is it? In Indonesia, or is it? No, it's not even close, is it?
No.
So
I don't know.
what dive destinations are there? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Just so I, kind of clarify where you do the beetle nut thing. I mean, what else do you do in Indonesia other than the diving? Do you have any idea? Or you'll find out when you get there, Vinny.
Well, there's lots of stuff to do, but I'm going to be on the, I'm at the sea I'm going to be at sea for 10 days and on a land-based resort for another 5 days. So
right.
Life will be tough for him.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but what's the local thing you do in Indonesia? Is
Girly boys.
No, that's
well,
Is it-
it's like any other. You could. There's lots of tourist opportunities if you got the time. But I'm going to be at sea for 10 days, and I'm going to be at this liveaboard resort for 5 days. So
okay. So you have not done your research. You have no idea.
no, I haven't really looked into it.
Okay, you're one of those kind of people. You like to go with the flow.
I've been to Asia enough to know.
Wing it.
I didn't know how it works, so I have.
He
no
doesn't
problem
pack
with
his bags 2 weeks before the event.
He didn't pack it the night before.
Yeah. Oh golly, I
Well-
love it. Yeah. What, Vinny?
I've done it enough, so I know I've taken enough trips that I can find my way around Asian countries. I've been there several
Yeah,
times. I've been to Thailand twice.
Vinny knows how to mingle with the locals.
Oh,
I mean, he
yeah,
knows
so
how to
simple.
just
traveler.
go right in. See, I'm
Really
more.
simple.
I kind of like to have an idea of what I'm getting myself into. So I'll do a little pre-research to kind of, so I'm not totally blindsided. Like,
well, like I
geez,
said, I've
you know.
been to Asia several times, so I kind of got the hang of it. How to,
Yeah.
Vinny,
if worse comes to worse, all I have to do is hold up money, and then I get whatever I want.
Oh,
I was going to ask you about that. Do the hookers take American money, or do you have to convert the currency?
PayPal.
I love you long time.
Oh, just stop it. That's
Apple Pay.
That's not what we're talking about. My gosh, you
Well,
guys.
I'll say this: when I'm in Asia, women actually talk to me.
Whoa, Rachel's right here. She would talk to you.
Well, she talks to me, but most women, I usually
Only if they have to. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying, in Asia, women
They're
come up and
friendlier.
talk to me. They're very friendly.
Huh. Okay. Rachel, what do you think about what he's saying right there? That just sounds weird to me.
No, I mean, I see it a lot. Like, I saw it a lot when I was in the Philippines, too.
Yeah.
I do think that when you look different than the general population, people are interested.
So in America, all the guys on Scuba Radio are total train wrecks. But there, you could be somebody.
Or
How
the
about
conductor.
that? There you
Things can happen for you.
All right. More coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I booked us on a trip, and I go, we just got here. And she goes, but it was the only day I could get it, Bill, and it's going to be fun. The kids are going to love it. You're going to love it. And I go, what is it? And she goes, we're going on a shark feeding frenzy. Okay, wait. We're in a boat looking down in the water. No, that's the best part. We're in the water with the sharks. And I go, have you lost your mind?
Shark, shark, here comes a shark. Get you in the morning and after dark. You know his bite is worse than his bark. He's gonna get you. Here comes a shark.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me and connected via the web. We got the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad made up of Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy, Mermaid Rachel, and Vinny Two Tanks is getting ready to head to Indonesia. How soon, by the way, Vinny? Is it literally this week, or when do you leave?
Yeah, I leave midnight on Tuesday.
Yeah, and you got to fly from L.A. to where? What's your route?
I got to go to Philippines first, and then I got, they always hub you when you're doing international, and then I fly into Indonesia after that, after Philippines.
Yeah, but I mean, what is the airport into Indonesia? You got two flights, two legs each way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So I fly to Manila, and then, I wait a couple hours, and I catch a plane from there to go to Indonesia, and then on the way back, I take off from Indonesia and go to I think Australia, and then catch a plane. Plane and go. Yeah.
How much was the airfare for that run?
That's the sad thing about it. Every time I've been to Asia, and I've been there several times, it's always less than $1,000. This time it was $1,750 was the best I could get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so it's more money because of and then I have to I do have to take a few COVID tests, and stuff like that. It's kind of a hassle. I almost wish I wasn't going in a way, because I don't like the fact that I had to pay more for the flight. But I had this trip. I paid for this trip like two and a half years ago.
Right.
But it postponed because of COVID.
Sure. Oh, this is the one with that group of divers that you kind of tag teamed with, right?
Yeah. I'm going with a group of people.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it'll be worth the effort. I mean, the COVID test stuff is they're starting to lift the requirement to get the COVID test if you've been vaccinated for certain islands, but it's still hit or miss, and you really got to know, what you're getting yourself into and that kind of thing. But yeah, hopefully it's going to get easier and hopefully more economical to fly once things settle down. Jerry, what are you going to say?
What about Fiji? They're lifted, right?
Excuse me?
Have they lifted everything with Fiji?
No, you have to have a COVID test at the moment.
Yeah.
But that might be changing. The U.S. just changed it literally, 2 weeks ago, and they've lifted the requirement to get a test to get back in the USA. And if you've been vaccinated, I think you still have that caveat. I'm not sure exactly. But coming back is one thing, and then going, it just depends on the destination. Now, we're planning to go back to Fiji at the end of August, and it could be by then.
29th, right?
Thereabouts. Yeah, we'll see. Could be by then that they'll, change the thing, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I will tell you that Fiji Airways is running some pretty amazing prices on their flights from LA to Fiji, where you'd fly into Nandi and then you could fly in, take one of their shuttle flights to another portion of the country. But if you just fly into Nandi and go to, say, Voli Voli Resort, which is about a couple hours north of the airport, and then or go the other way towards Bengal Lagoon, about an hour or so. It's not far from the main international airport, and the round trip tickets are seem to be running some kind of special, like it's really cheap.
I actually looked, Greg, from Atlanta. It was $8.99. So.
Yeah, that's from Atlanta, from West Coast, from LA. Yeah. I think it was like $500-600 round trip ticket. So I mean that's their smallest, or they're running some kind of special deal right now as Fiji's starting to open up. Now I don't know how long that deal is going to go, but right now the prices are pretty economical. And I'll tell you, when we go back, it's going to be fun to see how things have changed. Because last time we were in Fiji, I want to say it was like 8 or 9 years ago. It was quite a while ago. But even then, the air service was very efficient. They really ran a really good operation, especially for an international flight like that for folks in the U.S. So, and I've only heard it's gotten better. Like they've upgraded their fleet and all that kind of stuff, and it wasn't bad then. So, I'm looking forward to getting out there, and you got to get out to L.A. We're in Florida, so we got to fly across the country, get to L.A., and then take a late night flight, and then you arrive into Fiji, like I want to say in the morning, or
like 11-hour flight from mainland.
Yeah, but I mean, they got it with the time change. You lose 2 days flying to Fiji. It's kind of nutty. You go back to the future, and it's pretty wild stuff. It kind of plays with your mind a little bit, but they have it all planned out. So you go to sleep, they turn off all the lights, and then they set
wake up 2 days later.
Well, you wake up 2 days, but they wake you up on the plane, and they feed you breakfast, and it's like morning, and you don't know what time it is, but they work with the body clock system that everybody has, and it's actually pretty effective. It's pretty cool stuff. So, and then the price. I mean, I was surprised they were running such a low deal right now, but obviously Fiji is one of those countries where they've just, released or loosened the restrictions to get back into the islands for international travelers. So obviously they're throwing out the welcome mat and trying to make it a little bit more economically feasible for people to do so. And I think we might be one of the first group of folks to take advantage of that.
Come one, come all.
Yeah. CJ might even go. He's flirting with it. And, I've already told him off the air that, look, if you go on this trip, this is a game changer. The times that I've been to Fiji have been phenomenal. We've had such an amazing time every single time I've went. Now, I've had the luxury to go to the islands like 4 times. Now, it's been a long time, but what's unique about Fiji is not just the diving. I mean, you're in the Pacific. It's more colorful. They say it's like, I don't know,
softer colors.
5,000, or, in the Caribbean, you have like, I don't know, I want to say like 3,000 different species of coral. Like in the Pacific, it's like 10,000. It's quite a bit more. And you see that because all the coral is much more colorful. Yeah. And it doesn't mean it's better. It just means it's different.
Better,
okay?
got it.
And it's just, it's totally upside down for people used to diving into the Caribbean, because you take a fish in the Caribbean, say like a puffer fish, and you take it out there to Fiji, and it's like they put it in a blender and turned it on and swirled all the colors around, and they have their version of a puffer fish.
It's
the
Fiji
colors.
is like the soft coral capital of the world, and they have the most colorful coral.
This is true, and it's very, very unique in that regard. But what really stands out beyond the diving is the people. That's what really makes Fiji unique. With all the places I've been around the world, is the Fijian people are so nice. And it's like, and I've said this a billion times on the show over 25 years, it's like Southern hospitality. Because you go to Fiji and they welcome you into their homes. Say, come have a glass of kava with me, and I'm gonna feed you some food. We're gonna hang out and have a good time. And it's a real amazing. It's just a cultural experience that you just don't get anywhere else that I've been to. I mean, it's truly unique in that regard. So, is that helping, CJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had
All
me
right.
at diving.
Okay, there you go. More coming up.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hey, man. Hey, what are you doing today? I don't know. I was kind of bored. You want to do something cool? Well, like what? We could go scuba dive. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. I've never done it before. Well, there's only a few things that you got to do to be good at it, and it's really easy to learn. Here, I'll show you. Come with me.
Okay, everyone, let's get our gear on. Let's go for our dive. Taxi right here.
Now, to be a scuba diver, it can be so much fun. Making memories and sharing good times in the sun. Descend with the quickness, equalize so you don't pop. To avoid decompression sickness, always make a safety stop. You know, gonna be a scuba diver. Gonna be an underwater survivor. I'm gonna be a scuba diver.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ in the studio with me. Jerry the Diver Guy, Barry the Bugger, Vinny Two Tanks, Mermaid, Rachel, and now the Aqua Gypsy, Brittany with us as well, fresh from the ICU after food poisoning of eating a raw scallop last week. She had to pump her stomach, I think. Is that what happened, Brittany, or no? Or is that just rumor and innuendo?
This is all rumor.
Okay. All right. So it didn't. You did this live on the air last week, which was impressive. For the second year in a row, she ate a Florida scallop raw and lived to talk about it. So
gulp.
So that means you have the digestive system of a what? What's a
turtle?
A turtle. Turtles have hearty digestive
I don't know.
systems. I don't know. Okay, she has iron bowels.
She has a tiger shark.
Okay.
Stomach had to be pumped, but it wasn't from the scallop.
Oh, that's okay. Might have been a little boozing going on.
I'm just
celebrate afterwards. That's good stuff. How are you? Have you ate up all your catch from last week or what?
We did, yeah. We put it with a little olive oil, some mushrooms, some onions, and sauteed them up. And then we had some filet, so it was wonderful.
Excellent. Little surf and turf. There, she served them up at the Gomez Hilton, I heard.
Yep. We had some lobster at the Gomez Hilton, yeah.
Lobster, scallops, and steak. Oh,
that's correct. We had to get our lobster from Costco because
right.
Not lobster season yet.
Yeah. They're still lobsters have 2 more weeks to get their freak on, and produce more.
Jerry, your mic is on.
Yeah, what was that? What was
There's
is
a
wrong?
song called
Oh, okay. All right. I'm trying to keep
I know
up.
what song you're talking about.
Yes, he connected with Rachel. She understood it.
Thanks, Ryan Seacrest.
I was getting my dance on.
Yeah, I saw her. I saw her moving. Yeah. But anyway, okay, I digress. They got 2 more weeks, and then we go after them to slam. The Aqua Gypsy's going to be there. You going to eat a raw lobster tail, Florida spiny lobster tail?
I'm not. Hopefully, I will get Mr. Captain Walt DiMartini's leftover morsels from when he's the judge. Hopefully.
Oh, that's
Get
right.
in line.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
you got Neil Watson going to stand behind him.
Yes, we've already been. Actually, we may have to draw straws and kind of come up with some kind of pecking order of who gets Walt's scraps. I have a feeling the Aqua Gypsy is going to trump all of us, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He likes her the best because, you know, her two big, beautiful eyes. He says, like, he's a sucker for those. Anyway, what do you, I see her on YouTube and Facebook Live and Twitch. You're drinking like a coconut drink right now for Scuba Radio Happy Hour. God bless you. What is
This
that?
is the party. This is a coconut and fresh coconut. Just cut it up and
Yeah.
threw a little there. So this is the Junkanoo party here.
Why are you doing that at the Gomez Hilton, or where are you?
No, I'm back in Marco, actually. We just got done with it. Yeah.
Jeez, damn you, Barry. Okay, but that's what they just take you just took a coconut from the tree, local tree, threw some rum in there, and that was it.
That's what I'm drinking.
How about it? And it'll get you there quicker. What kind of rum you got in there today, Brittany? Since you're not diving, you're drinking.
Papa's Pilar.
Papa Pilar.
So
You didn't put any pushers in there.
I don't like British rum, man.
Oh, really? You're a snob. That's right. I forgot. The Aqua Gypsy, she is a connoisseur of rum. And she likes the Papa
she's got
Pilar.
the good stuff. If she's
Yeah,
got
the Papa Pilar is the good stuff. That's absolutely true.
like it a lot.
And you mix that a little with coconut water, fresh coconut water. I would imagine that's pretty tasty.
Enjoy your diarrhea.
Stick it in your bucket.
Wait, she can eat a raw scallop. She can drink, fresh coconut water, CJ. There's coconut water high in electrolytes. That is actually a very good drink to have on your surface interval in between diving. What is he saying?
I don't know.
Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
So we actually went diving today.
Yeah, where'd you go? What'd you do? And what'd you see?
Oh, we went off on a wreck, and it was amazing. It was very, very fun.
The wreck of what? What's the name of it? Do you know?
No, it's just the Keewaydin Reef. It was amazing. It was absolutely so much fun. We saw, I swear to God, a Goliath grouper that was the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
Sweet. Was it friendly, or did it start thumping at you when you got too close?
We
Not
got
thumping,
underwater.
Greg. It's drumming.
3 minutes, this thing thumped us like 4 times, and our hearts dropped.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh.
Wait, Jerry just said, it's drumming. It's not thumping.
They drum.
They drum.
Or they thump. Isn't that the
They
same
do
kind of
not
thing?
thump. They drum.
They drum. That's what they did.
Okay. Well, they're slapping their gills. That's what makes the sound, right?
Yeah.
Depend on them.
Yeah.
They drop in their stomach. I don't really know what they do. I just know that it's very, very loud, and it's almost like your head is in a church bell.
Wow.
You can get close to them when they drum, and it will vibrate you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you felt it in your bones.
I felt it like it was like 4 different times. It was incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got up in a bait ball. It was very, very cool.
Sweet. And so it's just a fun little friend, like a buddy dive. You guys weren't doing anything in particular, no mission.
No, yeah, that's correct. My friend went down with a spear gun, but we weren't able to get anything. But I do have this guy here, Jordan, and he came from Tennessee, and this was his first dive ever.
Wow.
In the ocean. He had only been in Corey's before this.
Excellent. Well, Jordan, congratulations on your first real dive. Was it everything you hoped it would be?
Yeah, actually, I had little hopes of diving today. My sinuses have been acting up, but we worked through it, and I got my dive today, and I was actually really amazed with what I saw. Those groupers were huge, and I was like, wow. And I actually was like scared to like come up to them and pet them or touch them, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, probably don't want to do that.
And they were, and so I was real happy to do it, and it was amazing. I'll never forget it. And she helped me a lot throughout the whole thing. She actually gave me a refresher course in the pool because it's been 2 years since I got my certification, and that was post-COVID, and so I've had to postpone this trip a while now.
Well, it's been a long time coming. You're in good hands if you got the Aqua Gypsy as your dive instructor.
What part of Tennessee you from?
So
the southern part.
From like small town called
Greg.
Yeah.
Be
All
quiet,
right.
Greg. He's speaking.
Yeah, there's that. No, that's a Jordan. Congrats, man. Great job. He's, what Jerry's trying to do is recruit help at the still there in Tennessee.
I thought it was a young Jerry.
Yeah. He's smarter than that. All right, look, that'll do it for this week. This week's edition of the Big Show. Till next time, remember, it's always better where, gang?
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
Down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.